Hi there, everybody. Laurie here, and I'm going to give everybody a moment or two to receive the notification that I am live here on YouTube this morning. All righty, so I'm going to give everybody a second to receive the notification. It looks like a few of my friends here have received it. Happy full blue moon in Taurus. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain. And let's start by smudging. Got my candle over here. I've got sacred smudge. All right. So good morning. And if you can hear me, please type in the comments section for me, please, so that I know that you can hear me and all is good. All righty. Just waiting a moment. Okay, we've got sacred smudge here. All righty. Oh, hello. Good morning, Rick from Massachusetts. Good morning. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning. Many blessings. Good morning. All right, so Lisa Miller. I know it's not Michael Miller. All righty, so let's all take a moment here and embrace the sacred smudge that we have going. This week, I'm coming at you from my Bonita Springs location, the Mystical Moon, and I have smudge bowl. Comes all the way from Glastonbury. All righty, and yes, I did remember, Lisa. All right, let's all take a moment to connect to spirit, to call upon our guides, our ancestors, those who are of the highest and best good, our higher selves, the angelic realm, the ascended masters, the benevolent beings that work with us to assist us as we continue to travel on this earth walk here in the time of 2020, where so much is taking place. There's so many opportunities. There's a lot of stagnancy, and there's a lot of soul growth that is all purposeful and taking place in this moment for all of us. We ask the light to continue to support us and to guide us, and I ask that Spirit continue to move through me as I share messages for all people, for the highest and the best good of all. And so it is. All righty. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Barb. Good morning, everybody. All righty, so this week, this full moon, I'm going to be using the Halloween Tarot deck. So hold on one sec. Let me just flip some of these cards around. All righty. I did want to talk about this full moon, this full blue moon, which is in the sun sign of Scorpio, and the full moon is in Taurus. So each full moon, new moon, each cycle has different frequencies and energies and consciousness. And we as energetic beings are able to connect and to harness and to utilize the supportive cosmic energies that help us move and travel along our journeys. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to share some information in regards to the blue moon. And then I'll go into messages. So we have the full moon is a blue moon, as I mentioned, and it's taking place today. A blue moon is the second full moon in a calendar month. And this month, the full moon is in Taurus, as I mentioned. And there are some things that I have for some suggestions on how to harness and utilize the energies of this full blue moon. So here we go. So first and foremost, since it's in the sign of Taurus, and Tauruses tend to love beautiful things. They're very tangible, very physical, very earthy. So this is a wonderful time to treat yourself and take care of yourself. So the question I have for you is, when was the last time you treated yourself? And yes, the potential for overdoing it during the time of the full moon in Taurus is kind of high. So I'm going to encourage you to be mindful of where we're spending our money and how much, right? Keep a budget, work with a budget, and try not to go too far from that budget. But we do deserve to treat ourselves for all of our hard work and the efforts we have putting forth. So as I mentioned, set a budget and stick to it as you buy yourself a little something, or treat yourself, or treat your temple in an extra special way. Also during this time, the potential for miscommunication is high because Mercury is in retrograde until until election day. And so let's think before we speak and try not to jump to conclusions when others and what others are saying at this time. Use your voice. Taurus rules the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is the center where we speak our truth. We express our creativity and we give voice to the hopes and dreams and establish healthy boundaries. You can wear blue crystals such as I'm really feeling lapis for this full moon, this full blue moon. I'm feeling lapis lazuli. If you have any jewelry that is lapis or any crystals, please collect them and carry them or wear them at this time. But any blue crystal will definitely do. Also, you can inhale some lemon essential oil and write your journals down to develop this chakra. I know somebody in my private group, the Astral Lounge, they said that they were feeling drawn to bake a lemon pie, I think a lemon meringue, and that's right in alignment with the throat chakra and working with those energies. Also connecting with the earth. So Taurus energy is very grounding, which is an excellent complement to this within this time of Scorpio's powerful influence. So go for a walk outside, eat more greens, and get some exercise. Connect with the plants, nature, outside, earthing yourself. Start planning for the future. It's an excellent time to guesstimate where you will be in financially in 5 years. Write down your ideal goal for your finances. And if it's okay if over time you don't follow this plan to the T, as long as you are proactive and planting seeds for the future, then that gives spirit kind of like a path to navigate for ourselves. Also take time with your major decisions. You may be inspired to be spontaneous and make significant changes in your life on a whim. Take your time. And spirits also, I had written this in my notes too. Could you not do that? Let's not do that at this time. Take your time and feel into these decisions. Taking things slow and steady is highly suggested by spirit, right? We might feel more impulsive because during a blue moon with this second full moon in this lunar cycle, the energies are amped up, emotions, feelings, triggers, and sometimes Scorpio can take with the negative energies of Scorpio, it can flip what's being said and what the intentions are, and it can be kind of murky. So let's try not to make decisions on a whim because we may regret them down the road. And sometimes when we are impulsive and we do things in this way with that spiky energy, we may burn a few bridges. And if you're okay with burning bridges, hey, then go for it. But I personally do not like to burn bridges. But sometimes people, have done things in certain scenarios. And then it's like, okay, make a promise with my healthy boundaries to make a note of this, right? It can bring up, this moon can bring up stuff that's been under the surface, and there can be a few explosions. So just be mindful of this. Also, with Halloween, at this time, the veil is very thin. This is the death portal. So don't be afraid of letting go of who and what is transitioning out of your life. We are letting go. We are in the letting go portal time of the year. It's a time of death, change, release, and surrender. Spirit is in charge of this process, and we may not like it one bit, but there's divine order. If a situation or relationship is trying to phase out, let it be. Be honest and be clear with your words and intentions, and allow the natural progression and evolution of time and your soul to take its journey to be in charge. So it's a very, very, very powerful time. I also invite those who are tuning in to connect with their ancestors, to create an altar and connect with your ancestors. They're trying to communicate with us. So let's embrace this time for that. I'm going to take a look at some of my comments here. Good morning, Vanessa and Jerry. She's been giving herself treats daily. Good for you, Jerry. Good morning, Luba. What is an alternative? Whoops, I just dropped a card. Sorry. So Jerry is asking what's a good alternative. So yes, blue kyanite is a good alternative. Dumortierite, blue quartz, angelite, any blue stone is good. But I really was feeling drawn to lapis lazuli. which you see, I don't have that on today. I have hematite, which is a good grounding stone. Anywho, all right, are we ready to receive some messages? I am using the Halloween Tarot by Kipling West. I want to make sure I gave the credit where credit is due. And as I shuffle my cards, I did want to mention, since this is the last day of the month, I will be selecting tomorrow's winner for October through my email list to see who receives the free reading from my email list. So if you go to lauriebaracco.com, sign up for my newsletter, and just by being on that list, I'm selecting a monthly winner for a free half-hour reading, which is a $75 value, and you get bumped to the front of the list. Right? I am booked out till probably the middle of December, so you'll be moved in sooner, pretty sure. Okay, so with the messages, I'm going to share messages according to the astrological signs. So here we go. Got my pen. So I'm going to start with Aries, and with each sign, I'm going to select 3 cards for the energies. Here we go. All right, so the first one is for Aries. Okay, so most of these, I am going to flip them around because most of these they haven't been used a lot, so they're all right side up. So that'll give us plenty of flavor, and it's all purposeful. Okay, I do believe imps are... Here's an interesting thing. I'm not sure what the imps are. So hold on one second. I'm just trying to check out my... suits. I don't have my suits. Okay, so I'm just going to read them the way they are. I've got 7 of imps, 9 of imps. I'm going to say imps are probably wands, 6 of ghosts. Okay, so I'm going to show you the photos in just a second, the card. So for Aries, there's a lot of energy about that has to do with who we're around and the collective. So Spirit is advising you to use your strong sense of discernment, especially at this time when there's a lot of confusion and a lot of opinions, and Spirit's also encouraging you to take time to separate yourself from the collective. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of opinions, and Spirit wants you to be more clear with where you're at rather than just going with the group collective belief system, right? The mass agreements, the agreement of the masses. Spirit wants you to go within, to not allow yourself to be persuaded one way or the other. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of random, this is the way I say it, random energy. It feels like there's like a scatteredness that's kind of moving all around these days, and it's random, kind of like shrapnel or shards of energy that just are floating around that have no rhyme or reason, and that kind of are challenging because they're not even complete thoughts. There's a lot of healing that's taking place at this time. So therefore, the releasing is releasing stagnant, fragmented energies, and it could be really confusing at this time. And I will say this, that with intention, I have not scheduled too many sessions for next week because of the scatteredness, because of here in the US, we have that election that's going on, because of all of these things that are being revealed. To really be able to fine tune what your intuition is saying can be a little bit challenging. And then you add in the full moon, so our triggers are being boom, 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 triggered on a daily basis. So for Aries, take your time, try not to get sucked into all of this randomness, and do your own soul work. And Jerry says she's an Aries, and it's very buzzy and very disorienting. I agree 100%. It is a little confusing. Okay, so next we're moving on to Taurus. So full moon in Taurus. Let's see what Taurus has here. Okay. I'm going to select 3, 1 from the top. Oh, same energy coming up. Alrighty. So we have that 6 of Imps again, which would be the 6 of Wands. We have the 3 of Ghosts, which are 3 of Cups. And then we have the 6 of Pumpkins, which is another 6, which is the pumpkins are pentacles, right? So it does look for Taurus. Hey, Taurus, it looks like you will be starting to see some of your manifestations come to life. And the Spirit really wants you to move into the energy of joy. When intentionally putting yourself in the surroundings of people who are positive and who are loving and who do not focus on the negative side of life, okay? So Spirit's saying, okay, if you can try to keep your vibration high with the energy and frequency and consciousness of joy, love, optimism, then you will be, right? So here's what they're showing me. So then here you go, you raise your vibration, and that puts you in alignment with some of the manifestations and the intentions that you have set out for yourself. How awesome for Taurus. Again, we have the 6 of Pumpkins. Oop, I think I did it backwards. Yep, 6 of Imps. So that's a 6 of Wands. So usually that has to do with news coming in. 3 of Ghosts, which has to do with celebration. That's the 3 of Cups, celebration, joy, lightheartedness, optimism. And then we have the 6 of Pumpkins, which has to do with karma. If you've done your karmic work, if you have been mindful and all of the things, shifting your consciousness, taking responsibility, being proactive, right? Putting all of your focus and intentions into the here and the now and your own soul work, and not being too distracted, you will be able to celebrate the blessings that are trying to come forth for you, Taurus. Alrighty. So moving forward, we have Gemini. Whoop, one fell out. Sorry. It falls out, you got to grab it. So, 1, we have the King of Imps, which is the King of Wands, the 5 of Imps, so that is the 5 of Wands, and then the Empress reversed. Not reversed, it was reversed. I'm going to read them all right side up. The Empress. So the one that really stands out for me right now is this 5 of Imps, which has to do with external resistance. The triggers, the people who may be envious, the people who don't want you to succeed, the people who may be kind of psychic vampires and trying to ride your coattails and so on and so forth. So Gemini, cord cutting, okay? I'm going to encourage you to try to cut those cords from the toxic situations where there's been a lot of codependency, and try to bless those situations and send them into the light with love. So your creativity is at an all-time high. We've got the Empress and then the King of Wands, the King of Imps. So that is that has to do with ideas and having visions and seeing the potential within things. However, it's like those energy vampires, their ears perked up and they're like, huh? What you up to? Hey, and our energy is bright, and people can feel that passion. So it's time to create those healthy boundaries and be mindful of the people and the situations that are sabotaging you. And when I say situations, it always starts with a belief system about our deservingness to be abundant or successful or to receive blessings. So if we have created those types of situations around us, there's something about the codependency with that's coming up, and you may be over it, right? You may be over people not honoring your own creativity and where you're at. Yeah. Cord cuttings, Geminis, cord cuttings. You'll be happy you did them. All right, next we have Cancer. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for Cancer. How's everybody doing? We doing okay here? And some of these messages may resonate with you, whether you are that sun sign or not. All right, Cancer. One. Resonates for Rick. Okay. This is perfect for Cancer. So Cancer, I'm seeing the relationships that are in your inner sphere of influence, the people that you adore, that you resonate, your tribe, your inner circle, those relationships and situations. I see more love. It feels so good. There's a lot of love and support, and vice versa. Relationships that are balanced, relationships where there's a beautiful give and take, that flow, that infinity. I give as much as I receive, and I receive as much as I give. And the people who get you, your tribe. Okay, so we have the King of Imps, again, which is the King of Wands. We have the Lovers, and then we have the Four of Imps, which is Wands. So lots of harmony within those relationships that are so important to you. And I do think that this is a reminder for all of us that we often give a lot of time and energy to the relationships and the situations that trigger us, that we wonder why aren't they accepting of us, when meanwhile there are people who adore us just because we breathe. And this is about reconfiguration and honoring those relationships where there's balance, where there's harmony, and where there's love. They deserve our first and foremost focus, attention, and deserve more TLC. So let's honor, celebrate, and bring our awareness and our focus towards those who are in an alignment with where we're at. All righty. Hi, Kat. Good morning. All righty, next we have Leo. We're going to move into Leo. Alrighty, Leo, you have the Knight of Imps, which is Wands, which are Wands. The Five of Imps, there they are again. The Five of Wands. And then you have the Six of Bits, which the bits are swords. All right, Leo. Here's that struggle, that those challenging people, the coattail riders, all of that energy. Spirit saying, do not give them any more attention. Don't take the bait. Don't fight the fight. When people trigger us and poke at us, right? When they poke at us, we have the choice of giving them energy or not. When they're poking at us, they want our energy. They want a reaction. They may not realize that's what their intention and focus is, but they want a reaction. So for my Leo friends, let's do our best to not let those situations dominate us. Let's focus on the solution and move our energy and our focus up. Let's move it up out of this place of trigger and move it up, up, up. Okay? Yeah. And then I would suggest tomorrow to work with some releasing ceremonies. I feel like this is for all of us. Let's work on some releasing ceremonies. What do we feel complete with? What are we ready to shift out of in our lives at this time? What doors would we like to close beautifully and lovingly and with honor and appreciation? This is the time to do that, because this is the death portal. If you think about the seasons, right? This is the time the leaves fall off the tree and they die and everything kind of retracts and goes within. This is the time to allow what wants to phase out and needs to be phased out to do so. And Jerry has a question. What would we put on a small altar for tonight? I would definitely put photos of your ancestors on there as well. I would acknowledge spirit. I would acknowledge, so photos, trinkets, intentions. I would still put an intention of what I would like. So I would put down an intention of what I would like to focus on, to manifest for tonight. And then after tonight, I would release, right? So right now we're building up the energy. We're at the vortex today. And then tonight I would put that last intention. And then starting tomorrow, I would release what's not serving. And if you can, if you have a full moon candle, light it. If you're in the area, Southwest Florida, I have wonderful full moon candles that I have created. They have selenite in them and they've all been charged. Okay. You're welcome, Jerry. All right, next one's for Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Awfully noisy in the hallway, isn't it? Okay, here we go. So I hope it's not too distracting. Here we go. So for Virgo, we have the 10 of bats. This is the first time we have the bats. Oh, when I said bits, it should have been bats. I think these are the swords. 10 of swords, sorry. King of pumpkins, which is the king of pentacles, and the 4 of amps with celebration. Okay, so Spirit wants you to know, Virgo, that what has been weighing so heavy on your mind and heart, that heaviness that you've been feeling, it's turning a corner. You're turning a corner where you can see why things happened in the way that they happened. And there's actually celebration in all of this. There's so much celebration in all of this because it's like we see the blessings, it's complete. And this is a good releasing, right? This is a good releasing intention for tomorrow. What we're releasing, what we're thankful for is phasing out. And we're going to celebrate that door or two that's closed. Okay, so that's beautiful. All right, next we have Libra. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yep, let's bless up and shine on. So positive. Okay, so we're going to look at Libra, which we just finished. Completed the sun time of Libra. Moving on to see what's popping up for Libra. Okay. So it looks like you're wanting to be more social, Libra. And I know during these times, it's, it's like, how big of crowds do I celebrate and connect with, and so on and so forth. But Libra, you may be feeling like you need more people. You want to be around people. You want to be around your tribe. And I'm going to caution you to just do so, just to be mindful, right? If you're not feeling well, don't go around people, so on and so forth. But Libra's really feeling connected to be around like-mindedness. And there are other alternatives to do that where we don't have to be in person. We could connect on phone, on Zoom, and so on and so forth. But this is the other message that's coming through for Libra. Your ancestors are knocking at the door. They're really knocking at the door. So you may have been thinking about your ancestors and the loved ones that are on the other side, Libra, and it may be very busy for you at night. So any Libras watching, any Libras who are tuning in, have you noticed that there's an increase in spirit communication that is all around these days? So that's part of your tribe too. They wanted me to mention that the ancestors on the other side, not just human, but pets as well, are wanting to connect quite a bit with you. And they have been. So if you can, honor them tonight with your altar or lighting a candle or connecting with that moon energy. 6 of Ghosts. So this is 6 of Cups, which has to do with memories and the past and revisiting those scenarios. Then we have the 9 of Wands, which has to do with reflecting. I'm going to say it has to do with reflecting on your life thus far. And also maybe even with this lunar cycle, what has happened over the last couple of weeks, and where has there been closure, and where have you reunited with people and situations. And this even has to do with reuniting with yourself, right? Have you gotten back in touch with yourself, with who you are and where you're at this time in your life? And then the last card is the 7 of Wands, which, again, to me, it had to do with connecting with like-minded people or the relationships that you have and have had. Right, so feeling very social, very connected with all of the souls that you have traveled with on this journey. All right, next one is for Scorpio. All righty, Scorpio. Happy birthday, Scorpios. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 for Scorpio. Some of them are popping up again. If they pop up again, it's supposed to be. Scorpio, we have the 3 of bats, which is the 3 of swords, the 9 of imps again, which are wands, and the 6 of pumpkins, which has to do with karma. Okay, Scorpio. So some of those disappointments that haven't had closure may pop up. Spirit wants you to release them. Please bless them and release them. Try not to allow them to drain any more of your energy. They are holding you in a hold, they're keeping you in a holding pattern. And Spirit's trying to get you to move through that. So work with the energy of Taurus, right? Very grounding, very connected, keeps us in the present moment, connects us with nature and the elements, which will help us heal, shift, and move forward, moving forward from the past and bringing us into the present. So try not to allow the memories, the disappointments that you have felt, Scorpio, because you might really, really, really be feeling it with this moon. It's not purposeful to allow these situations to drain your emotions and your well-being. Cord cutting for you too. Alrighty, so now we have Sagittarius. Okay, it's 1, a 2, a 3. This one keeps wanting to pop up, but I'll tell you which one it is. So we have the star, which are blessings for Sagittariuses, the achievements of some goals and some intentions. So we're starting to see those fall into place for you, Sagittarius. We have the King of Ghosts, which is the King of Cups. So really feeling this and feeling really romantic or having romantic ideas. And that doesn't necessarily mean like a relationship, like love relationship. It can be romantic ideas about your future, your potential, falling in love with your dreams. And then we have the 9 of imps. So that's the 9 of wands, which Spirit is saying, okay, you also may need to finish your to-do list, finish the check-off list for yourself of the things that need to be that would be best to be completed. It would serve you to finish to finish the projects and tie up the loose ends that you have kind of all over the place, and that will continue to put you in alignment with your goals and your dreams. Feeling very dreamy these days, Sagittarius. All right, next we have Capricorn. All right, my Capricorn friends, let's see. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. Hello, Ashley. Good morning, Ashley. Ashley Pittman. Okay. Capricorn. There's Kat. She always makes it in for the Capricorns. Okay. It looks like you're wanting to, or you have been doing this anyhow. Capricorn, I see Capricorn. You've been on the outer edge of the parameter of things. It's like I'm still going to stay on the outside of all of that and just watch. It's almost like I'm like a stalker, just watching on the outside. Yeah, I don't want any part of that. That's what I'm hearing for Capricorn. We have the 6 of imps, which is 6 of wands. So this is news, right? News coming in, and then we've got the hermit. So Capricorn's like, yeah, I see that. And I'm hearing all this about this drama and all this nonsense. I'm going to stay on the outer perimeter of things. And then you have the page of bats, which is the page of swords. I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay over here and get my clarity over here, distancing. I would say we can all benefit from following Cappy's lead, the Capricorn's lead of staying outside and not going into the mix of things, into the thick of it. All right. Yeah. As a Pisces, I definitely can appreciate that feeling, right? And so you don't need to be just a water sign to feel things. If you're on this planet, you're feeling it. You're feeling these full moons. You're feeling all of these energies. You are feeling it. There's no way you're not feeling it, right? So it's great advice. All right, next we have Aquarius. I'm going to pull 3 for Aquarius. Anybody else going to take advice from Capricorn? I know I am. Woohoo! pulling 3 from the top for Aquarius. I feel like there's a little bit of a flip on the message from this for Aquarius. Okay, from the sum of the similar cards. The 3 of Bats, which are the 3 of Swords. The 10 of Ghosts, which are the 10 of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which are the Queen of Imps in this deck. Okay, so Aquarians, you may see that there are some people that you care deeply about who are in the thick of things. And it's important to pause when someone is reaching out to you these days. I feel like my Aquarian friends are becoming more of counselors. There's an increase of those wanting guidance or seeking your opinion. And I'm not saying that you need to pause for everyone that is in distress, but it feels like some people that you really do care about, the people who are in balance in right relationship with you, that are needing a little bit of extra time and could use some of your wisdom if you share it. So you may find yourself in that mode. And I feel like a lot of what you're sharing has to do with your life experiences. You've been there, done that, seen it, experienced it, kicked its butt. And so you might find yourself in those scenarios of sharing messages from spirit as you come from the heart. All right, last one we have is for Pisces. Coming around the corner, Pisces. Let's see what we've got today. Okay, Pisces, here we've got the High Priestess. We have the 7 of Imps, which are the 7 of Wands, and Justice. Okay, so Pisces, where there has been struggle, strife, struggle and strife, and you're able to see, what Pisces is naturally intuitive, but we add the energy of the High Priestess, which is the higher self, where we see the injustices and the strife, we see the balancing out of things. So Pisces, you're going to be able to see and to navigate, to see more clearly where the focus and intentions of situations in your life and within others. And we will be able to see the karmic justice balance itself out, which is a huge blessing. And I definitely have been receiving that quite a bit these days and I don't think I'm just the only one. I don't think it's just because I'm a Pisces, but seeing like what's underlying all of this that's going on here. Up here is, well, I should say like on the outside, there's a lot of distraction and chaos and so on and so forth. And at the core is something else. So as we kind of allow the distraction and the noise, the random static noise to dissipate, you could see more clearly what's through that mist and that fog, and the intention and the blessings, and yes, the deception of what's really going on at the core. And I believe that is for all of us. So we all can receive this clarity and this understanding as individuals, most certainly during this time. And I do believe that, yes, I know the veil's thin, but I do believe the clarity, the wisdom, the understanding that we have been gaining, it's going to continue with us. Our intuitions are only going to get stronger and more clear, and so on and so forth. And I believe that the time for the in-between time of figuring things out is shortened these days for all of us, right? So what does that mean? It means here's a situation, right? And then it may have taken us a month or two to figure things out, to understand, to see what the theme is. And these aren't all negative themes. I do want to point that out. To get from point A to Z is really now getting from point A to D. Does that make sense? So the in-between time of the understanding and the processing is being shortened for all of us. And Barb has a question for any color for the ancestors. That's a great question. Well, I'm hearing blue. I'm hearing blue. Blue for many different reasons. Blue because it's a blue moon. Blue because it's the moon is in Taurus and it's throat chakra and spirit communication. I would try to work with blue. If not, white always does it. White always is a great substitute if you don't have that color. Okay? I hope that helps. Alrighty. Any other last questions or thoughts or anything that's emerging for anyone? In the meantime, I'll wait for you to type in those comments, questions. I'm going to remind you, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, sign up. I will be selecting a winner tomorrow for my monthly free half-hour reading. Again, that's a $75 value, and you get bumped up to the front of the list. You're welcome, Barb. And Jerry said she was wondering that too. Are you from Barbands or Dave? There you go. You're welcome, Kat. And I want to reiterate, right? So a lot of random energy floating around. Could be a little bit confusing. It may be a little bit more challenging to find your center as we're being pulled in all these directions. And we got to duck and try not to get hit with other people's karma and other people's belief systems and all the things, because it's all in the big stew of the collective, right? We already got our own stuff. I don't need to be picking up on somebody else's stuff too. Great question. Jerry says, do we need to sign up every month to be on the list? Nope. Once you're on the list, you're on the list. You're on the list. You're welcome, Barb. Yes, the election. Yes, Barb. That is adding to all that stuff taking place for all of us. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'll be posting on the YouTube page next week to see what other messages or themes Spirit wants me to work with. All right, be well. Take care of yourselves. You're so welcome. Namaste. Thank you.